Welcome to the Own Your Life podcast, where our goal is to help bring hope, healing, and peace by sharing our experiences and inspiring you to own your life.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Own Your Life podcast. Today is episode 86, Beware the Metaverse. So I feel like this is a very interesting topic and something that might be ironic for me to speak to it because I am a huge video gamer and I actually have a Twitch channel and I'm just going to plug that real quick. It is Bleed Black and Gold 17, BLEED BLKNGOLD 17. And so if you don't know what Twitch is, it is a website where it's kind of like YouTube, except it's live. Well, I guess you could do YouTube live, but it's live and people are either playing video games or they're cooking or they're working out or whatever they're doing, singing, playing instruments, and people can watch. And if you hit certain numbers of followers and whatnot, you can get paid for your content. Which I'm at the very low end of that, but still working on it. And it's a lot of fun and I really enjoy it. But so I play video games on there and people can watch and they can type in the chat or play with the little like fun things that I have on there to make like things pop on the screen or do funny noises or whatever. But regardless, I'm going to point out the difference between video games and the metaverse and whatnot. And if you don't know what the metaverse is, so picture, this is what I picture of what it's going to be. Just picture people in their homes all across the country. And they have these goggles on their face, the VR goggles on their face, and they're either, sitting on their bed or standing up or whatever. But that majority of the people in their homes, this is what they look like. They're not doing anything else. They just have these goggles on their face, and that's it. It's pretty scary if you think about that. And people for hours and hours on end, maybe the entire day, that's what they're doing, aka nothing, but they're on their virtual reality. And that is because they are in the metaverse. And that is what, if you've seen these Oculus glasses by Facebook, interesting to note that, that is what they are. If I'm sure you've seen commercials, they try to make it seem like a bunch of fun. And it's just this cool video game or just virtual reality that you are in a totally different world, aka the metaverse, and you can make it however you want. You could design your little avatar, which is your person, make them however you want them to look. They don't have to look like you. They can look crazy. They can probably be an animal. I have no idea. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I'm going to guess that's probably going to be an option. So if you want to be a pink unicorn, you probably can. And then you can walk around this universe and interact with other people who are also in it. Simulating like relationships and simulating real life, except it's not. It is an escape from reality, and it's very dangerous because a lot of the high tech people, the tech oligarchs, the people in control of a lot of that, Facebook and Jeff Bezos with Amazon and whatnot. I know he's not with them anymore, but obviously he has a lot of influence and a lot of power and a lot of money. And those types of people are wanting that to be our future. They're wanting us to be sitting at home all day long on our Oculus or whatever device, to be in VR world all day long, to escape from the pain and suffering of the regular world, of the real world. And I do want to read this quote that is very similar to that from Wired.com. It says, "The future of virtual reality is far more than just video games. Silicon Valley sees the creation of virtual worlds as the ultimate free market solution to a political problem. In a world of increasing wealth inequality, environmental disaster, and political instability, why not sell everyone a device that whisks them away to a virtual world free of pain and suffering?" That is so dangerous, so crazy. And it's just kind of ironic because I'm a huge gamer. So like you'd think, oh, this is awesome. This is going to be so great. I can't wait to try this. No, I don't feel that way at all because I see the danger in this. And I even know just from playing video games in the past how, they can suck you in, but not to this extent. I've never had that problem to where I've been stuck on it the entire day and not been able to, do other things or whatever. And I can see that this is an extreme form of mind control, but it looks like, it looks very enticing and very exciting for for anybody to use. And it's very, very scary and something that we all need to be mindful of because this is coming. We can't stop it. Like, this is the future. Like, this is what's going to be pushed in many places. You're going to see it on advertisements online. Everywhere you go, you're going to hear about it. You're going to know people that are doing it. And it's just pretty terrifying. But I think we need to be aware of this and not get sucked into that. Because that's what they want. They want to be able to, let's put everybody at home, put them in their Oculus glasses, and then they can't fight back, or they can't say anything, or they can't do anything, because they're just going to be in their little virtual reality world while we're going to take the real world and do whatever we want with it because you're not paying attention. So that's just very horrifying. And the funny thing is, meta in the Hebrew language means dead. So deadverse, that's terrible. And that's pretty accurate for what it's going to do, because it's going to make people not act in the real world anymore. So they're pretty much dead, but they're in this virtual reality instead, for hours and hours and hours on end. It's very, very scary, but this is coming. So I would advise you to do some research into the metaverse as well. If you haven't heard about it, maybe this is the first time you're like, I didn't even know what this was. I didn't know it was a thing. I thought when I saw the commercials that it was just, kids playing video games or whatever. And that's not it. It's going to be they want everybody to be a part of this, because it can be whatever you want it to be. You can create this other world that you don't want to deal with the real world and make it, anything you want, which sounds cool and all, but it's also, we're not God. And I feel like that's kind of giving people a false sense of their reality, obviously, because they're going to think that this other world is so much better, and they're going to escape real life. And it's almost like a drug. I mean, it's pretty much is going to be a drug, but it's more acceptable, I guess, than if, somebody's on the corner doing crack or whatever. Obviously, that's horrible. But this is a new form of a drug that's going to take a lot of people, because they're going to be so addicted to it, and they're not going to want to spend any time in reality anymore. They're going to love their virtual reality world and whatever's happening in there so much more, that they're just not going to want to come back, to the real world and not want to deal with it. And I could just foresee so many issues with this, in that kids are going to be neglected. Even if they're on their own, everybody has needs. So kids are going to be neglected. Spouses are going to be neglected. Pets might die. Like, that's a real thing. Pets might die because you might forget to feed them, might forget to let them out. All those things, which it sounds crazy, but I think that this is where we're headed. And it's something that we all need to, be mindful of and not buy into, because it's very dangerous, and it's going to take over a lot of people that would otherwise have stood up for, what's right and just being free and being able to live the way that they want to live in the real world, not necessarily in virtual reality. So just recognizing the danger of that. And that's why I want to say beware of it, because it sounds all great and fun and everything. And who knows? I don't know if I would try it, because I wouldn't want to get sucked in. I just wouldn't want to become addicted to it. And that's just scary to me, because I know how much I love video games and whatnot, but I am cognizant of the fact that you don't just play all day. Like, you can't do that. It's not good for so many different reasons, but there's so many benefits to playing video games, but in a moderated manner, putting time limits on it. Just with anything else, you shouldn't work out all day either. That's not good for you. But if you've got, time limits on it, it's very beneficial. So probably actually will do a podcast on why video games are good for you. But that'll be a different day. So just anyways, I don't know if I would try this. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to give Mark Zuckerberg or whoever any of our money to buy one. And I don't know. I don't think that I would like to just totally distort everything. I'm all about, new things and new games and whatnot, but this is almost too far, and it probably is too far. Just trying to warp everybody's sense of reality. And then I think it's going to come to the point where people are so attached to their virtual reality that they're going to forget what actually happened in real life. And they're going to, confuse the two together and think that, whatever happened, or I met so-and-so on there and we had this conversation or whatever, and all this stuff, thinking that it actually happened and it didn't. And And that's going to destroy a lot. I think that's really going to hurt a lot of people's mental health, as if we don't have enough of that already with the pandemic and everything, that this is really going to mess with people because they're going to think that things are really happening that they're not, and they're going to be confused, and they're going to be so addicted to these devices that they're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know how to live in the real world as, a normal person, because they've just created this magical land of everything that they've ever wanted or whatever, just to escape their feelings. And I feel like we have to deal with problems. You can't just run away from everything. That's not the answer. You have to deal with things. Yes, there's going to be pain and suffering in this world, unfortunately, but that's how it is. And to just want to escape from everything, I mean, you're really just pushing the quit button. Like, we can't quit. We can't give up. We have to fight for what we believe in, and we have to be a society of people living together and interacting together, and not stuck on devices or looking to other means to escape, which I know so many people do, whether it's through, drugs or alcohol or eating or whatever their vice is. And this is just going to be another one that's really, really detrimental. So I would highly advise, check it out. Like, look up the metaverse, look up these VR, contraptions and whatnot. And it's just so creepy. Like, I think there was a Super Bowl ad that showed a full family, and everybody had one on their face. And like, that was, I don't remember the whole commercial, but I feel like that's what it was. And it showed everybody in it, and it was showing them like having a good time and, oh, this is so amazing. And it's like, you're not bonding with your family by being in virtual reality. Like, it's not going to be like that. You're going to have a lot of kids in things and seeing things and doing things that they shouldn't be doing at the age that they are, or maybe ever, and just exposure to so many things that are going to be harmful to them. And you're going to be in your own world doing the same thing. And it's just not feasible. I feel like it's going to collapse society. Honestly, I don't think it's a good idea. And I really don't think I would try it. I don't know. If I did, I would totally put time limits on it, because I could see how easy that it would be to get wrapped up in it for hours and hours and hours on end, and how dangerous that can be to, so many different things. So with that, that's just my thoughts on the metaverse. And I think it's just something we all need to check out, and just really be aware of our surroundings and be aware of what's going on, and do your own research. Don't just listen to what the TV tells you. Don't just listen to even this podcast. Like, do your research, check it, make sure that, you're finding truth in it as well. And you're looking for whatever it is that you're wanting to learn more about, that you're not just dependent on somebody else to get that information to you, that you actually do the research and look it up yourself as well. So with that, thank you all for listening. I'm not trying to scare you, but I just want everybody to be aware and really to, consider that, especially if you hear about people around you that are doing this or having this, or maybe your kids are like, oh, I have to have this. I want this so bad. Please get it for me. Really think about it twice before doing so. So with that, please share this message. Please subscribe. Please rate and review us. And until next time, own your life, because your life is your responsibility.
Thank you all for listening. If this added value to you, please click subscribe and rate and review us. You can also find us at Own Your Life Co. on Instagram and Facebook, and ownyourlifeco.com. And as always, own your life, because your life is your responsibility.